Okay, here is a question that has been debated among anime viewers since the dawn of time. How should an anime fan view anime? In dub or sub? I hear people arguing over this all the time, and first off, let me just say, shut up please. Before I start this video, because I know no matter what anime I say is better in dub or in sub, I'll get hate from people who disagree. So I feel like I need to say that no matter whether you watch anime in sub or dub, we should all agree that anime is amazing and at least you're watching it and not shitty reality TV. And now I've made reality TV fans mad. Sorry to those who watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but that shit just ain't for me. Well, without further ado, might as well start off by getting the case for watching dub out of the way. While I generally do think that in most cases sub is the way to go, there are certain animes that I think you can get an even better experience from watching it in dub. The Death Note dub, for example, is one of those dubs that I feel like are just farly superior to the sub purely because of how good the voice actors are at displaying emotions. I also barely know anyone who actually watched the sub and liked it better. I even tried out the sub myself when I first rewatched Death Note. I only got to about episode 12 when I got way too fed up with Ryuk's sub voice and I switched back to the dub. Another dub that I like for a similar reason is Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied isn't as popular of an anime as I wish it was, and the manga is arguably better, but that is a video for another time. The Elfen Lied dub is nothing special in my opinion, besides Lucy's voice actor. In the sub, her voice is high and not fitting for an evilish alien queen, but the dub on the other hand, has a stone cold, deeper voice that can even display emotion when needed. I just find it too perfect to watch the sub, because the other dub actors aren't bad, so I think it would make sense to just watch the dub, especially if one of the main characters' voices sounds way better than their sub counterpart. Kind of like Izaya from Durarara. I think his dub voice is perfect for a mastermind slash manipulative character, and in the sub, his voice is really high pitched. It's just a little pet peeve of mine that many people don't care about, but for me personally, are good enough reasons to not watch the sub for these anime, because I think that the dub counterpart for one of my favorite characters from both of these series I just mentioned are way better. One dub though, that is absolutely beautiful to where I'll watch it no matter how good the sub may be, is Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop's dub is legendary. Both the dub and sub are great, I will give him that. But I give the dub the edge here because Steve Blum, his Spike is one of my favorite voice acted characters ever. He just sounds absolutely perfect for the role of Spike. Plus I just like Cowboy Bebop's dub better than the sub. Speaking of like the video please. Oh god, I'm one of those YouTubers. Back to the video, lol. And while we are talking about dubs, I would like to mention that there are some dubs that are nostalgia fueled and are very hard to make a case against. Most of these being shonens or other animes that most people first watched as a kid. For me, it is Dragon Ball and Pokemon. Those are the only two anime I actually watched as a kid and still love the dubs until this day. I don't mind the subs for them, but for the dub, Dragon Ball especially, there is something about hearing the same voices you've heard all your childhood still in use on these new adventures of theirs. Plus, the Pokemon dub has one of the greatest openings ever, as well as the Poke Rap! Also, it's not just those two I mentioned. For others in the anime community, it's Naruto, Bleach, and to newer anime fans it would be something like My Hero Academia. It's something that even if you know for a fact that the sub is better, it will still be impossible for you as the veteran viewer of that particular anime dub to accept it and watch the sub instead, because you would rather watch the dub that you've known for most of your time watching anime. I almost forgot to mention Code Geass' dub. It's amazing, and remember Izaya from Durarara? He shares a voice actor with Lelouch from Code Geass, one of the greatest characters of all time. Just another reason to watch both of these in dub, as Johnny Young is a phenomenal and unique sounding voice actor. Sometimes sub is the only option because the dub is just so bad, so atrocious, that sub would be the only way to go. The first sub in this category that I will mention should be very obvious, but Speed Racer. Speed Racer was dubbed at a time where the companies could care less about the quality, as anime wasn't the biggest thing in the West, so they read the exact Japanese translation. Meaning no words or sentences were changed to match the lip flaps. Meaning, so much was off and weird that it became such a meme for how bad it is. I doubt anyone cared back then, but if you plan to watch this classic anime, you are way better off watching it in sub. Maybe I say this because Netflix forced me to watch sub. But I also think that the comedy is better in the sub, and before you yell at me, yes I did try the dub, I didn't like it. Moving on before I get mad at One Punch Man dub fans and set up a boxing match, because that's the YouTube thing to do these days, right? Looking at you KSI and Logan Paul, and Jake Paul. Apparently KSI and Jake Paul are gonna go at it as well. My money is in KSI to be honest. But enough of that, let's continue with the main point of this vid. I know I mentioned My Hero earlier, but I think that the sub is better, because even though the dub is good, it's pretty obvious that the dub's voice actors are imitations of the sub voices with how they sound as they are so similar. Besides Deku sounds like a voice cracking bitch in the dub. But yeah, the sub is just way better, obviously. At least I think so, but it doesn't matter either way. The last and most obvious sub we need to talk about here is Jojos Bizarre Adventure. Jojos is an anime that I think cannot truly be experienced unless you A, read the manga, or B, watch the anime in sub. The dub actually isn't too bad for parts 1 and 2, but everything after that, oh no, it's just so bad I can't. Jotaro sounds hideous. Dio actually sounds great in my opinion, but unluckily for his dub voice actor, he is competing with God. Their mudas are just not the same. Not to mention the fact that the stands from part 4 onward are changed in the dub for copyright purposes, but making fun of localized stand names is another video all in itself. I also must bring up that I say to watch JoJo's in sub while trying to protect those who either watch the dub already or plan on doing so. Please watch the sub, not only because of how much better it is, but because almost all of the memes in the JoJo's community I have ever seen are from the sub, besides the one that are making fun of the dub. Except for no one can deflect the Emerald Splash, that is pretty legendary.
No one can just deflect the Emerald Splash!
Before I ended the video, I also wanted to bring up that dubs have been getting better in recent time, and just in general, there are a lot of animes with great dubs and subs, so with those ones you can choose either. An anime you can watch in either dub or sub is Sailor Moon. But when I say this, I have to be very careful with which dub I am talking about. The original dub? No. The new Viz dub is great though. They redid it because the original dub, I think it's DIC or I don't know how you'd say that, but DIC, that's the company that did it, and they changed the gay character in the first season to a female to avoid backlash, and changed a lesbian couple among the Sailor Guardians to be cousins or sisters or something. That must have made for some weird, confusing moments in the show, where their words say that they're family, but their actions definitely say otherwise. But the new dub is good, and are the same voice actors used in the Sailor Moon Crystal dub, so it makes the transition a lot easier if you plan to watch them both. Konosuba is another anime that you can watch in both dub and sub. I first watched it dub because I heard the comedy hit harder in it, but watching the movie in sub, I realized it was just as good. The only thing I prefer from the dub is how much more perverted darkness sounds in it. The High School DxD dub is also pretty decent in my opinion, but to be honest with you guys, I've never seen the sub. Another one that I've never seen the sub for, but like the dub, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Or also, with the real chads, we call it Boogie-Oh! But it is kinda cringe at times. Alright, mother lovers, that is pretty much all for today's video. I do wish to talk more about specific dubs or subs on this channel, especially the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dub and the JoJo sub. So if you would like to see those, be sure to subscribe. And if you feel like helping me out, like the video and share it to some friends. If you're watching this, you probably like anime, and you probably know a few people who also like anime as well, so why not? Before we end the video though, we are going to do a buyer rating on none other than JK, also, according to his Twitter, just an anime guy. He was on the Weebordo podcast actually last week. Check that out, link in description. So let's get this bio rating on. So his bio says, cross, I, emoji, FSU fan, I, rap, I, anime, I, Zelda main, yes I know those aren't I's and other dividers, don't get mad at me, I, YouTuber, I, business email, dot on top of other dot, jk19yt@gmail.com, I, anime rap part 3, dot over dot, also a dot before the 3, youtube.be/nbraurjkowo. What an amazing bio! I rate it a 3 out of 10 because I don't like it. So yeah, that is one of the worst bio ratings we've had, but we've only had like 3. Probably gonna keep doing them, so let's go! In other news of my channel, Friday is obviously going to have a new fanfic Friday. On Sunday, I will put out the long-awaited Why I Watch Girly Anime video, hopefully. No promises though. And I am also working on new music, so even if you hate rap, you should check out my newest song, quotation mark, a quotation mark, just to get my views up. Now that we're nearing the end of the video, let's leave off with this. No matter what, we are all anime fans, and it doesn't matter how we watch our anime, as long as we are watching anime. That being said, subbed anime is better. Well, anyways, peace out and keep on vibing.
I ain't gotta look to this, ayy. But if I did it, be like this, ayy. Ayy. Or some other shit that rappers say, ayy. Ayy, ayy.
Alright, I'm gonna stop being annoying. Let's go, second verse. Maybe I'll throw in a few bars this time.
I got me a force of fire, so when they say piss a fire, I'm a liar.